Hello, dog lover. My name is Saro. I'm a dog trainer, also coach dog owners. And today I have a special guest for you. She is a certified professional pet groomer since 2003. Her name is Amy Leigh, and she is from Go Groomer. She has a YouTube channel called Go Groomer. She also her business is called Go Groomer. We're going to talk to her today, and we're going to ask a lot of questions, and we're going to learn a lot about dog grooming. Amy, thank you for being here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sara. I'm glad to be here.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit about you, what you do, and how did you get into this business, and how did you end up on YouTube as well?
Oh, okay. I'm going to try to condense this because I have been a groomer since 2003. That hasn't always been my profession. I used to work in the printing industry with files and images and sort of graphic design type stuff.
Right.
So, fast forward, that industry started to suffer a little bit around 2000. And I had the opportunity to think about a career change because I was able to collect unemployment for a short period of time. And I really wasn't happy with my job. And obviously, I have always, as a child, been drawn to dogs. Not necessarily that I ever thought I would want to groom them, but I've always been connected to dogs. And if there was a dog in the room, that's where my attention went, So, and I think that I fell into the right position when I decided to pursue a career in pet grooming. So that's what I've been doing since 2003. It has been a wonderful career, and now I'm about to turn 48 years old in a couple of days, and I find that grooming is very physical. In my early 30s, I was like, this is great, and now I'm like, whoa, how many dogs are on my schedule today? So I thought I need to back down my grooming a little because I'm starting to burn out. But at the same time, I love to groom, and I don't want to stop working with the animals, and I want to continue to serve my clients and my pet clients. But I also thought about all the knowledge that I've gained over the years through extra training and seminars and additional information that I've purchased to learn more. And I just don't want to leave the industry with all those secrets. I wanted to give it back and actually add a voice to pet owners in the grooming industry, because they need good products. They need good techniques. They need to know this stuff, and it's not being shared with them. So that's what Go Groomer does.
Fantastic. Again, I mentioned it earlier. You are one of the million groomers that I have come across that it's unique. And we'll find out why you are unique, and not only because of your energy that you have and fantastic information that you share, is the content and quality of the content that you share as well is very important, and it stood out for me. That's why I had to get the opportunity to talk to you and also, find out a little bit more, because I personally wanted to find a groomer that I could ask these questions. And most of the groomers that I have come across, they're not as unique as you are. So that's why, we'll find out why you are unique, and we'll get there in a moment. But I wanted to start with my first question today is how to start getting puppies ready for grooming and in general with groomers.
For a professional?
Yes.
Okay, because some people buy a puppy, and oftentimes, and you're a dog trainer, you know all too well, they're not quite aware of the temperament of the dog, or the coat type, or the grooming requirements, or the exercise requirements. So you and I are alike in those areas. Right. We see that a lot. And so when somebody may get a dog and decide they're going to, take care of the grooming needs on their own, and unfortunately, they really need to research and make sure if they are going to be the one, if they're going to be the groomer, they've got to have the knowledge and be ready to start working with that dog day one. All the dogs that I own, my dogs get in the grooming salon the next day that I own them. I don't care how old they are.
Yes.
I mean, we start working. I just get them on the table. We talk a little. We, brush and do whatever. But so if somebody's getting a dog and they want a professional to take care of it, they need to reach out to that professional, find that professional before they get their dog. So they know they trust them, they like their work, they know they're going to handle their dog's needs the way that it needs to be cared for, and get an appointment with that groomer no later than 3 months old. That's what I suggest to my clients. Oftentimes I'll want to see them just, maybe 10 weeks old. I just want to bond with that dog a little in the grooming salon because it's a different environment for them as compared to anything that they're used to.
Right, yeah. That is very important. And, prevention is the key here. You want to prevent from the dog, the puppy to develop issues with the environment and the groomer. So it's very important when you start that early. And so that is fantastic. I mean, that is exactly what I would suggest too. And I have
That's
always, I have told people to, just the groom. There are dogs who need grooming and professional grooming, and there are dogs who don't really need, which is going to lead me to the next question. Do all breeds need grooming?
That's a good question. Yes, absolutely. Even a short-haired boxer or a short-haired Boston Terrier. Here's what happens if we don't, and a pet owner can take care of a lot of their short-haired breeds. They can visit the groomer just for nails if they're uncomfortable with that. They can make a standing appointment every 6 weeks. The groomer will be delighted to trim the dog's nails because the groomer's set up to do that. They have a grooming table. The environment is different than being at home for the dog.
Right.
But as far as skin and coat care, absolutely every dog needs to be clean, brushed, because brushing actually stimulates blood flow to the skin and it promotes healthy skin and coat. Even if the hair is this long, it promotes healthy skin and coat. So yes, every breed requires grooming.
Right. And this brings me leads me to the next question. I learned from you, and I've watched tons of your videos, and most of your videos, your content, you mentioned that the skin of the dog is the most important, organ of the body. So therefore, it's very important. So, what would be the minimum skin care that a regular dog owner should be providing for their dogs?
The minimum, I would say they should get their dog on a routine, if they're going to take care of this at home, possibly, of bathing about once every 6 weeks. And yes, some people say, really? You and I, we've been around the block. Years ago, what do people say? No, you don't need to wash your dog, maybe once a year, right? That's not true. That's not true. They need to have their filter clean, which is their coat.
Right.
They need to have that clean. And of course, we want to use good, safe pet products that are recommended for pets. And so 6 weeks, I would bathe any dog. If it's a very long, thick-coated dog, you might want to tighten that schedule up to 4 weeks. And brushing every week, weekly brushing. If it's a short-coated breed, your brushing is going to take you, 30 seconds, 60 seconds. If it's a Newfoundland, your brushing is going to take you maybe an hour.
Right.
But it's bonding time with your pets, so it's all good.
Yes, exactly. So, this is the part, again, I want dog owners to understand. Again, past, maybe, we didn't suggest to groom your dogs much. But today we have so many things happening. The environmental toxins that are around our environment, our dogs. All the dirt and things that do get into your dog's skin. I remember all these things. All these things can affect your dog's not only well-being, health, and the skin health as well.
Oh yes. And it like we just mentioned earlier, the skin's the largest organ in their body. So if it gets angry, it can affect other organs and other aspects of your dog's life. So yes, we take care of that skin and coat as best as we can to prevent other problems.
I remember a while ago we used to offer massage as well for dogs, and we had a lady. She would come and massage the dogs, and her hands would become black after, let's say, half an hour of massage because of the dirt that was on the dog, and the masseuse would, get all that dirt. And
sure, it's getting down in there, working the skin and coat. They're releasing oils.
Yes.
Possibly toxins.
Exactly.
I guess when they're massaging, right?
Yeah. So her hands would be black after each session of every dog that she was working with.
I've never even thought about that.
Yeah.
I'm just so excited. I love talking to you. I could talk to you all day.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, I was surprised to see her hands like that. And I was saying, why your hands are that black? And she was, dogs are dirty. And I thought, wow, then we need to wash them often then, because, there's a clue. Right?
There's a clue.
Exactly.
But obviously we certainly don't want to cause irritation, so we wouldn't go for our Dawn dish soap.
Right.
Because that's just completely going to irritate their skin because it's nothing but detergent.
Right. You want to use and choose the right product, which I'm going to ask you. So let's go to the next question, which is, what does diet have to do with grooming? And I know you talk about this a lot, and I want you to really give us everything that you can about this topic, guys.
I have to stay in my lane, Saro, okay?
Yes.
I have to stay in my lane. I have feelings about diet and grooming.
I have it too. I'm very passionate about this topic, and I know you are too. And
yes.
It's one of my goals to get people to understand this concept to the point that they don't consider kibble or dry food as dog food.
Yes, you're speaking my language. and it's simple to do the research and find out more about kibble. I'm not going to get too deep into that in our conversation right now because I actually have tons of videos on my channel.
Yes.
If they want to know how I feel about that, and I'm sure you have voiced your opinion too, but in a nutshell, there is nothing good about kibble. There is no way your dog can thrive and live a happy, long, healthy life by eating kibble his whole life. It's impossible. That's my feelings. Yeah. Now, does diet affect their grooming, their overall health? Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel that there's so much sugar in kibble, and kibble is what 98% of people feed their animals. And the diabetes rate is high in canines and cats. The obesity is way up.
Right.
The skin and coat, it all gets, the problems that they have with skin and coat, it all kind of gets thrown in this little bubble of skin allergies. But really, there's other underlying, it takes a while for stuff to surface through the skin. When we do see problems on the skin of our dogs, it may have been buried down in there for a while and it's finally come out through the skin. That doesn't mean the skin is the first problem. People often think, oh, it's an allergy. We treat the skin or whatever, but it really is just an imbalance of an unhealthy dog. And I feel that diet has everything to do with your dog's gum, teeth health, ears, their lifespan, their coat, whether it's a healthy coat, obviously skin. Yes, diet affects all that, as well as you probably know it can affect behavior too.
Exactly, yes. Well, just to add there, just feeding the right diet will make your dog happier, healthier. Just imagine eating spaghetti every day.
For the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life. It's okay. Spaghetti's okay.
I'm not getting my vegetables. I'm not getting my fruits, right?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, it's not balanced.
It's not balanced. It's all processed food, kibble or dry food. It's all processed. There's no benefits into it. We call it, your dog survives, but it doesn't thrive
Oh, that's exactly. I agree 100%.
right?
That's the way I feel too.
Yeah, it's very impactful to their behavior too, because you see, if a dog is not getting nutrients, it affects internally their body is not getting the benefits of the food that they're eating, and what it does, it causes a lot of problems, issues, and then later on comes in the skin and shows as a allergy and hot
Yeah.
spot and this and that, and then we blame this and that, but
The groomer.
or
I've been there. I've been blamed, and I'm just like, I'm not even going to have this discussion with them.
I know.
They just told me that the dog gets ice cream every night.
Wow. I know they blame the groomer. They blame everything. They blame everything but the fact that they're feeding their dog unnatural food. And then what happens, everything, when the dog, for example, is eating kibble or dry food, the first thing that they feel like is to drink water, because that food, first of all, is lacking a lot of moisture. Right? A lot of they're dehydrated as soon as they eat the food. And what it does, the first place that it starts to get abuse is their bladder, because they have to drink a lot of water to replace that moisture that that their body is lacking.
You're absolutely right.
So they put pressure on the bladder, and then goes and puts pressure on the other areas of their body, and then they have to pee a lot, they have to poop a lot, and then
Absolutely.
It causes a lot of complications in their system. And then for example, allergies, the science has shown, and the studies have shown, that allergies is not because of you're feeding your dog chicken or turkey or beef or this and that. It's not that. It's the allergies reaction is to the quality of the food that you're feeding.
I agree 100%. And often the vets will say, a pet owner takes their dog to the vet, says his skin is just so flaky and itchy and inflamed. What are you feeding him? A, B, or C? Oh, chicken, try a beef kibble. That's what you're saying. There's no difference. It's yucky food. It's not going to help.
No, you're changing from one yucky food to another crappy food.
Yeah.
And that one of the things that I always hear the vets, when they come up across with situations like this, is they say, why don't you feed your dog for the next day or two chicken soup with rice? Right? So why don't we feed chicken soup with rice every day?
It's not enough.
Why only then? Right?
Yeah, I know.
If that's going to fix the problem, then why are we going back to the food that was causing the problem?
But vets avoid, most vets, I shouldn't say that. I don't like to stereotype anybody, but often vets they won't even have the discussion of food with owners. They won't, it's just not their area, I guess. It's not what they specialize in, and they just choose not to go there.
Yeah.
But you had said something earlier that I just wanted to touch base on. When you said it, I just got a lump in my throat. You talked about how dehydrated dogs can be because they eat kibble. That's what scared me into feeding my dogs raw. I feed them raw food. Mm-hmm. And I had been researching and studying, but as many people, I was afraid, what if I don't get the diet right? I don't want them to be lacking anything. But quickly, the more research I did, I realized how much they were already lacking because they were eating kibble. Mm-hmm. I thought, well, geez, what could I possibly do wrong as compared to this? Right. But I have researched a good plan. But the thing that struck a chord with me was that my dog, by eating kibble, lives in a constant state of dehydration. And I tell you, when I understood that, it made me cry. It made me cry for all the past pets that I've owned, for all the pets that are in the world that are eating this. It just hurt to know that we are putting our dogs in a constant state of dehydration by feeding them kibble. Yeah. So that was it for me. I made the change.
I know there are so many other benefits when you change and switch the diet from kibble to raw diet. We can do the whole video about it, but
oh yeah.
but the thing is, I wanted my viewers also to hear this part from a groomer's point of view, that it's not only me saying this, it's not only me telling that you should change your diet. And I want dog owners to understand the concept that kibble is not dog food. I know the companies and the pet stores and manufacturers, they say this is dog food. It is not a dog food. It is just a quick meal for the dog, maybe in case of emergency. If it's an earthquake, yes, you feed kibble, right?
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Better than nothing.
It's like going to McDonald's.
Exactly,
a
once
treat.
in a while, yeah. But your dog's regular diet should be raw diet, and I hope people get the point and understand this. And from your point of view, I wanted to ask you, have you had clients who have had their dogs on raw diet, and you see the difference between a dog who's on raw diet and a dog who's on kibble?
Yes, and like we talked about, there's not many people that are willing to dive into it. These days they're afraid for many reasons. I probably have 1% of my client dogs that eat raw, and I don't really push it because I could sit there and waste all my time with my clients telling them about diet. They're not listening to me. And I want to, but I also have to groom dogs during the day, and I can't stand here and explain to them the benefits. So that's another reason why I'm glad to have my YouTube channel, because I can direct them there. But most of the dogs that come into my shop are definitely eating kibble and a lot of other things that they shouldn't be eating. A lot of my clients are retired. They love their dogs, and they really give them so much junk food. I mean, honestly, some people tell me that they even give their dogs candy because they like it. And I'm going, I don't know what to say because you're not going to listen to me. I just look at them and I go, please don't do that. But I see the problems. I see a lot of dental problems at a young age. And I really do feel that kibble, because kibble breaks down to be mostly in every different brand of kibble, breaks down to be more than 50% sugar. When it all breaks down, that's what it's going into the dog's body as 50% sugar or more. That's rotting their teeth. How many? That's a big thing right now. These dogs have bad teeth, bad gums, disease at 1-year-old, 2-year-olds. That's not good. Let's think about that. My dogs are 3, almost 4 years old. Their teeth look great. Perfect. One is a golden doodle. The other is an English bulldog.
Nice. Yeah.
And I mean, it's so, I see it. I see a lot of lumps. I see premature skin problems at a young age. And I really feel that often it's just poor diet. The dog's not really that healthy. So yes, the majority of my pet clients that I deal with eat kibble. Mm-hmm. And I see a lot of skin and health problems.
And compared to dogs who, even the 1% of clients who you have who are feeding their dogs raw diet, what do you see in there,
as a difference?
Including your dogs who are on a raw diet?
And I can see the difference in my own dogs. And let me just talk about that for a second. Mm-hmm. They used to eat kibble, now they eat raw. Mm-hmm. So I know the difference of how they were. I see a very consistent, happy, energetic dog. Consistently energetic. I don't mean bouncing off the walls. I mean not laying around on the couch for 12 hours a day. They used to. Mm-hmm. Now they'll go grab toys and play and, in the middle of the day instead of continue on napping. With my client dogs, I see the same thing. I see good behavior. I see good skin, definitely good skin. I see good ear health. Mm-hmm. I don't see a lot of dirty ear buildup and stuff like that, because I clean every dog's ears, right. Whether they need it or not, if I'm grooming them. And I also see healthy coat for sure. Healthy coat. I'm thinking of these 2 dogs in particular that I do groom that eat raw, and mm-hmm. and they're actually senior dogs. They're seniors, and they are very healthy. Their weight is perfect. Mm-hmm. The weight looks great. Which helps them as they age. All dogs are going to get arthritis a little bit here and there. And as they age, if we can avoid, an early onset of arthritis, that's good. And obesity is hard on dogs that have arthritis. So, a good balanced whole foods diet is beneficial because it will maintain a healthy weight for your dog.
Right. I have a doggy daycare too, and I see, for example, 98% of my clients their dogs are on Kibble, and then some of them on raw diet. I can see the difference in their energy, in the quality of the stools. Those dogs who are on Kibble, they're peeing left and right.
Yes.
And, they're always having accidents. And the dogs who are on raw diet, they hardly, first of all, drink water.
I was just thinking the same thing.
And if they drink water as well, they don't pee often either.
No, that's true.
Exactly. Like my puppy Annie that I have, she hardly pees. It's like worrisome sometimes. You're worried, okay, is she okay?
I know. I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I take them out, I'm like, come on, don't you have to go? And they're just looking at me like, no. And they go get a ball to play with. You're right, they don't. And I never see my dogs at the water bowl.
Yeah, they hardly drink. I mean, that itself is I think it's a red flag. If your dog is constantly drinking, there's something wrong, right? There's something wrong going on.
That goes back to the chronic state of dehydration that kibble can cause. Yeah.
If a typical dog owner wants to groom their dog at home, what would you say are the basic tasks of a dog owner who needs to groom their puppy or dog at home?
The first thing that you need, if you are going to take on this responsibility, and it's a wonderful bonding experience for a pet owner and their dog, as long as they're doing it right, is a